I think that for me, that's one of the things that I'm seeing and so nervous about what's going on in our world today, in our country today with the government, whoever you want to call that, but the government restricting various media outlets from being allowed to be in the newsroom, from being part of these things, from having access to the firsthand information that's being given out and doled out, whether you like what it is that they're reporting or the way in which they're reporting it, that's still their right.
Well, it is their right to report on it, but it's not necessarily their right to be present at those events. Like, I get what you're saying, and I am 100% behind the freedom of the press, but that does not mean that the government has to cooperate with the press. That just means that they can't punish them for being press legally.
But they are.
But isn't it
Well, are they
punishment to
prosecuting them for
exclude?
reporting, or are they just excluding them from the room? Because
One.
excluding them from the room is not prosecution. They're
Right.
not legally trying to hold them accountable for this thing. They're just saying, we're not going to cooperate with you.
I mean, you just had several big legal battles over various ways that news was reported that the administration didn't like.
I'm going to need some
And
more
that's,
detail and context on that.
that's my fear though. I don't want all of this to come down to having to go through a Supreme Court challenge. Not everything has to be litigated. I mean, some of this comes down to common sense and decency and non-discrimination.
You say that, but there's I don't know that common sense is super common right now.
Agreed.
Well,
So
not going to
I think
disagree with you on that one.
there are going to be some instances where maybe we do need to, and maybe litigate is stronger of a term than I'm really looking for here, but maybe it does make sense to sit down and have that discussion like, hey, does this fit the bill? Is this part of what's covered
Yeah.
and what's not covered, so that we know? And there's a ton of case law around the First Amendment,
Yep.
way more than we have time to get into today. But I mean, it's kind of like you said earlier, Callie. It's actually relatively narrow. It is the freedom of speech is the freedom from punishment by the government, not the freedom from consequences.